At 11, I bought my first stock, 3 shares. I thought I was smart when I sold for a tiny profit. Then I watched it skyrocket far beyond what I had imagined. That taught me 2 things. Money is emotional, and emotions will rob you blind if you let them. So how do you earn the first million? The same way you build a wall, 1 brick at a time. The problem is, most people never lay the first brick because they are staring at the castle in their dreams. They want big money, fast money, glamorous money. And so they gamble, they chase, they burn out. The first million is not about luck. It is about discipline. It is about saying no more often than you say yes. When my friends bought shiny new cars, I didn't. When they chased short-term thrills, I saved, I invested in myself, in books, in knowledge, in businesses I understood. Do you know what happens when you save your first $1,000? Nothing glamorous. The world doesn't clap for you. But do you know what happens when you keep adding day after day and that 1,000 turns into 10, then into 50, then into 100? Compounding begins to wake up. It is slow at first, painfully slow. But then one day, it feels like a snowball rolling down a hill. And if you keep pushing, that snowball grows so big, it becomes unstoppable. The first million is the proof. Proof that patience works, that discipline pays, that compounding is real. After that, the next million is easier. Not because the world changes, but because you change. Your habits, your confidence, your understanding, they carry you forward. Most people fail not because they can't earn money, but because they can't control themselves. They spend instead of saving. They chase excitement instead of patience. They give in to fear and greed instead of principle. If you want your first million, you must think differently. You must be willing to look boring while others look flashy. You must be willing to wait while others rush. You must be willing to be consistent when others quit. The first million is not built in one giant leap. It is built in silence, in sacrifice, in small decisions, repeated 1,000 times over. That is where it begins. Let me tell you why most people never see their first million. It's not because they lack opportunity. It's not because they lack intelligence. It's because they fall into traps that eat their future alive. The first trap is debt. Credit cards, loans, quick money. I've seen so many talented people become prisoners of interest rates. They earn $1 and spend $2. They buy what they don't need to impress people they don't even like. Every dollar you waste today is a soldier you've killed before it could fight for you tomorrow. If you want to build wealth, you cannot start from a battlefield already lost. The second trap is impatience. Everyone wants to get rich tomorrow. They see someone win the lottery, someone strike gold in crypto, someone post pictures on social media with cars they don't even own, and they think that must be the way. But fast money often leaves faster than it came. Remember this, slow money grows roots, fast money blows away like dust. The third trap is ego. People want to look rich before they're rich. They buy designer clothes, luxury gadgets, big houses, shiny cars. But those things are not assets, they are liabilities. When I was building my fortune, I lived modestly. I still live in the same house I bought in Omaha in 1958. People laugh at that, but I laugh too, all the way to the bank. The fourth trap is fear. Fear of risk, fear of failure, fear of starting. People wait for the perfect moment. They tell themselves they'll invest when the market is safe, when they feel ready, when the stars align. But there is no perfect moment. The only perfect moment is the one you seize right now. And finally, the most dangerous trap, quitting too soon. Building your first million is like planting a tree. For years you water it, you protect it, you see no fruit. People laugh at you, doubt you, tell you it's a waste of time. And then one day the tree grows strong enough to bear fruit forever. Most people quit before that day. They walk away just as the roots are taking hold. Understand this, the first million is not a financial game. It is a psychological one. It tests your discipline, your patience, your courage. If you lose in your mind, you'll never win in your wallet. So before you ask how to earn your first million, ask yourself, can you resist the traps that will try to steal it from you? Can you wait when others rush? Can you save when others spend? Can you think long term when the world worships the short term? Because the first million is not waiting out there in the market. It is waiting in here, inside your discipline, inside your choices, inside your mind. Now that we've cleared the traps, let's talk about the path forward. How do you actually build that first million? Not in theory, not in dreams, but in practice. The first principle is live below your means. This is simple, but it is the foundation. If you earn $50,000 and spend $50,000, you have nothing. If you earn $50,000 and spend $40,000, you have $10,000 to grow. That $10,000 becomes your seed. It is not glamorous, it is not exciting, but seeds never are. Seeds look small, unimportant, forgettable, until the day they become a forest. The second principle is save to invest, not just to save. A dollar sitting in your pocket shrinks every day because of inflation. A dollar invested in something real, a business, a stock, an asset you understand, has the chance to grow. Don't let your money sleep. Put it to work. Every dollar is a worker. Either you send it out to build your future or you let it rot in idleness. The third principle is invest in what you understand. People ask me about Bitcoin, about the latest tech startup, about every shiny object that comes along. And I tell them the same thing. If you don't understand it, don't touch it. I made my fortune by staying within my circle of competence. You don't have to know everything. You just have to know your circle and stay disciplined inside it. The fourth principle is embrace compounding. Compounding is the most powerful force in finance and in life, but it requires time. You cannot rush it. Think of it like building a snowball. At first it's small. You roll it and it grows slowly. But as it gets bigger, it picks up speed and suddenly it becomes something massive. Your first million works the same way. The early years feel slow, almost hopeless. But if you persist, the results will surprise you.
The fifth principle is invest in yourself.
Your knowledge, your skills, your habits, these are assets no one can take away. When I was young, I spent countless hours reading financial reports, studying markets, learning from mistakes. That investment in myself produced returns greater than any stock could, because the sharper your mind, the stronger your decisions. And finally, the sixth principle, stay consistent. You don't need brilliance to make your first million. You don't need luck. What you need is consistency, a steady hand, a clear plan, the ability to do the right thing over and over, even when it feels boring, even when no one notices. Let me be clear, your first million won't come from a miracle. It will come from habits. Habits of saving, habits of investing, habits of patience. Build those habits and your first million becomes inevitable. Ignore them and it becomes impossible. The first million is not magic, it is math. But math only works if you stay disciplined long enough to see the result. They say money changes people. I don't believe that. Money doesn't change you, it reveals you. The first million is not about the cars, the houses, or the applause. The first million is about who you become in the process of earning it. Think about it. To earn your first million, you must learn patience. You must conquer fear. You must defeat greed. You must sacrifice short-term pleasure for long-term purpose. And when you've done that, you are no longer the same person who started the journey. You are stronger, you are disciplined, you are free. That is why I always tell people, the first million is the hardest, but it is also the most important. Not because of the number itself, but because of the person it forces you to become. After that, the money multiplies more easily. Not because the world changes, but because you have changed. Let me ask you this, if I handed you $1 million tomorrow, what would happen? For most people, it would be gone in a year. Why? Because they didn't build the habits, the discipline, the mindset. They received the fruit without growing the roots. And fruit without roots rots quickly. But when you build that first million yourself, brick by brick, decision by decision, you are growing roots so deep that no storm can shake you. That wealth doesn't just sit in your bank account, it lives in your character. And here's the truth, you don't need to wait until you're rich to start thinking like a millionaire. You can start today, right now. Whether you have $100 or $10,000, the principles are the same. Spend less than you earn, save to invest, avoid debt, stay patient, think long term. Grow yourself, grow your habits, grow your mind. Because the journey to your first million is not about the million. It's about freedom. The freedom to wake up and know you are in control. The freedom to choose work you love, not work you need. The freedom to provide security for your family and peace for yourself. The world will always chase quick wins, shortcuts, illusions of wealth. But if you want that first million, must walk a different path. Quiet, steady, disciplined. The path that looks boring on the outside, but transforms you on the inside. And when you finally cross that line, when you see your first million, you will understand it was never about the money. It was about becoming the kind of person who could earn it. That is the real prize. That is the true wealth. And that is why the first million will change your life forever.